Good morning, folks. John Duffin here with Duffin Media. Welcome back to another episode of Your Monday Motivation, where I get the privilege, along with our partner in crime here, superstar lender and all-around superstar Chad Levine. We get this chance to kickstart your week. So welcome, everybody. And Chad, welcome to you, Bob.
What's going on, man? It's a rockin' rollin' Monday, and today is no exception. The theme of today's show is to follow up with last week, which is that goals are not
an option.
They are not optional. They are not optional. They are not an option. They are a must. And we are diving deep for the next couple of weeks to help you meet the goals for 2023. And again, you're not meeting yours. We're doing them with you. So, John, let's get right into it, man. Let's do the 2-minute. Let's get super efficient. And
I'm on. So we've got a quote that's already up and on the board. And the quote I'm taking from is from the book Atomic Habits. And it's James Clear. So the quote happens to be, your habits shape your identity and your identity shapes your habits. And I am happy to tie this in regards to goals. So I'll take the timer anytime you want. And boom, I see it. So I had the privilege yesterday. Major shout out to St. Elizabeth's University, their baseball team, the Eagles. And I spoke on behalf of Zoran Piperchik, who heads the Eagles club. And I was with 50 some odd people that were on the baseball team. That was the day part of my day yesterday. A really crystallized reminder that if you've got goals, the best way to hit those goals, in fact, the only way to hit those goals, is to have measurable, definable habits and stay with them. I'm talking to some of those kids on the team yesterday. And as I said, their habits are insane. Up at 4:30 a.m., up at 5 a.m., practice, games, classwork, homework, work, back to practice, back to weightlifting. This is their everyday. On a Sunday, late morning, early afternoon, they were in listening to me talking about the ways to optimize their communications. So they are on 7 days a week. Later that evening, I had the privilege, my best friend, Pete Bernard, if you're listening, I hope so. His kids, he's got 3 sons. All of them are amazing. 2 of them are football prodigies. And Preston and Owen, Logan, I love you too, man. Preston and Owen have these incredible goals that they are looking to achieve. They're 13 years old. The way they're getting to those goals, it's their habits. Again, cold plunges at 5 a.m., going to the gym, working out, school. Folks, we have this opportunity to literally mimic what others are doing. It is, you want to hit the goals, lay out some habits. More importantly, hit those habits and you'll hit the goals.
My man, you did it right. Efficient, right to the time. So this is where I'm at. This is the point in the show where we get right to the jugular, guys.
Good.
John's going to tell you the scholarly truth, and I'm going to tell you nothing but the truth, so help me God, right? This is
this hand. Sorry.
I was thinking about this, John. I was thinking about it's funny, like last week's show has a major impact on me, right? Because it allowed me to wake up and say, what in the F are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? Like, this can't keep going. Do not continue to perpetuate complacency. Do not continue to perpetuate procrastination. It's over. I'm done. So you know what I realized, John? This is what I realized. You're in a world when you wake up from the time, and it's funny, going to physical sleep versus mentally checking out, right? There's going to be a period in the day where you're literally like, I'm done. Like I need to recover. I need to refresh. And you need that. No matter who you are, you need that. Working, like we always say this, and it's true. It's pretty cool to be grinding, but it'd be a lot cooler to be making money from the beach, right? I that's how I feel, and that's how you feel. But to get to that point, you have to grind, right? You have to grind. So for me, it's like, all right, I'm looking at it as a window of time every day, right? So number one, do you know your window of time? And you have to identify it. What's going to be your time of productivity, right? and you have an hourglass. You're going to turn it over and the sand's going to start to fall. So
Mhm.
figure out how many hours that is. Is it 9 to 5? Is it 7 to 6? Is it 7 to 7? Is it whatever it is. And everyone's circumstances are different. You have kids, you have family, you have other obligations, you have other jobs. I mean, there's so many things going on. And in the gig economy, I have 3 jobs. I have 3 jobs. I'm not the only one out there. People have multiple
No.
jobs. I have 3 jobs. I'm a husband, in addition to being a husband and a father, right?
Mhm.
In addition to. So if I don't start to prioritize my time and start to go like this and say, you know what? I'm going to limit my time on social media because it's wasting time. I'm going to limit phone calls, not that I don't want to take them, but I'm going to put them in a pocket of time where it says, this is where I can make all my callbacks. This is where I can do it. In real estate, you do have to be hyper responsive. You can lose business by not being hyper responsive. It just happened to me this weekend. However, I got 2 options. I can either prioritize things or I can be at mercy to them. You can either be the day can control you or you can control the day. And it's starting to become more evident to me, John, that that's what's keeping me from hitting my goals.
What exactly?
What exactly is doing it for me is that I'm sitting here with the phone, the email, and my work, right? 1, 2, 3. When a phone or an email comes in that's unrelated to the screen I'm on, it literally takes me away from what I'm doing.
Great.
And what I realize is that I'm not hitting anything. And it's funny, I have a workflow. I literally have a workflow every day of the things that I need to do. Right? I have to do. I have to call my prospects. I have to work my pipeline. I have to work on marketing to bring in new prospects and pipelines, right? And I have to stay top of mind to my referral partners. These are all important tasks that you have to do, right? And if you're a smart operator, no matter who you are, you have to operate your day. You don't have to operate the business, but you have to operate your day. So some of the things you can't do with time, you automate. Right? That's why they have CRMs. That's why they have these types of systems. But the key is that you have to start being in conscious control of your day. When these calls come in, they're throwing me off. When the emails come in, they're throwing me off. When I'm screwing around on social media, it's throwing me off. I'm being honest. And I'm telling you right now, that's my biggest downfall. Because I'm a talker. If I get on that call and I have to schmooze somebody. Now, granted, I have to do it. It's part of my job. It is what it is. But this is what's going to happen. If that's eating away at that particular time of that particular task, I can't go to sleep till I get that task done. I have to get that task done. Before our show last week, I wouldn't finish the task.
Yeah.
I'd push it down. I'd kick the can down the road. Can't do that.
Nope. Like I said, I love the expression. I have a high performance coach that I work with, Dave Scatchard. I'll work with him today, and that's kicking the can down the road. But it's never in relation. It is never used in relation to what needs to be done. It's measuring progress. If you're kicking the can and it's like, I'll get to it later, tomorrow, this afternoon. You just said something in regards to the way that distractions come up. And my thought is, for me, I'll just speak for me, and I love the way you said, if I have something coming from one screen that's not impacting something on the screen that I'm on, and something jumps in, all of a sudden it's like shiny object and I'm over here. For me, the biggest problem for me is when I get distracted, it becomes really difficult to not be distracted. And so that's why look, folks, this is hardly the first time you're hearing honor your calendar, and I get it. This is not like we're inventing something, but I'm seeing something when I listen to my partner or when I listen to 18-year-old kids or 13-year-old kids. There's no choice in the matter. I think part of the problem becomes all of this additional freedom that we have enables us to make bad choices. It's like, so I'll do that later, or I won't do this. And I'm watching, they come off like machines. Hey, 5 o'clock, I'm doing this. 5:30, I'm doing that. 6 o'clock, I'm doing this. And everybody seems happy about it. So for me, it becomes really important this week this week will be to watch how I act when I'm distracted. Oh, look, the phone rang. What the hell happens next? Is this 5 hours of playing around? Is this an efficient 5 minutes? Or even better for me would be like, hey, I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back at 11 o'clock? And if the answer is no, well then, all right, I'll in a business related thing, well then I'll call you. But the efficiency, as you just said earlier, Chad, in regards to what, you know what I mean? The efficiency of this program, the efficiency of where we're going, being deep in it is to monitor for me the habits and distractions. I go offline, what the hell happens?
Mm-hmm.
It's really important, not as a scientist. I mean, it's like, okay, it is 10:16, something changed. When the hell am I back on the beam? 10:17, 10:18, 4:30, tomorrow. You know what I mean? And then you could be like, all right, this is or isn't working.
And you know what? It's just there's nothing. Distractions is actually a bad word, right? And it's a bad word because in a sense that I don't want you to not call me. You're not a distraction, right? So if you're calling me to ask me about a loan or a referral or some piece of it, that's not a distraction. That's a welcome call. Okay. It's just I have to learn to manage things better, right?
And that's fine. I love the way you say that. That's perfect. Yeah. I'll go with it.
Yeah. And at some point, right? Because this is the other thing to understand. If you think about your day, at some point there's a distraction less period, right? Most people will turn off in the evening. Now, do you want to be doing things then? No. Is it ideal? No. But if it's something that has to get done and you're not outsourcing it, that might be when you have to do it.
Oh, absolutely. You just said something which I love, that you know when it's time to shut down. For myself, one of the things that I'm realizing that I can correct is my mental checkout is often different than the calendar checkout. And my goal for this week is that they match.
Yeah.
Meaning 7 p.m., I'm done.
Yeah.
All right, so why are you checking out at 5:30?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm done. I'm beat. And that's the sort of things where it's like, okay, wait, I committed to 7 o'clock. I committed to 7 o'clock. Then I can do this. Get what's left to be done. You know, get that crap done, and then on.
And John, you know, and here's the other thing, and I don't know about you, but like I could show you. I have like it looks like a workout routine, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like my days literally have a list of the things I need to get to, right? Ask me how many times I check off every category. Ask me how many times.
Well, and I'll ask, how many times do you check off every category?
Zero.
Okay.
I've never made it all the way through. Never.
So what percentages do you think lately?
Of getting all the way through it or getting at least halfway through it?
How much have you gotten through? Like I got 75% of the things done.
I'm probably 50% every day.
Got it. So then maybe the next goal becomes a manageable must goal is I'm going to move that needle from 50 to 75%.
Well, I also think my goal, John, goal is understanding my own limits, right? I, for some reason, think that I can just do it all. And if you can't, you either do it or outsource it because it still has to be done. It still has to be done, right? Nope. Like if you want to touch on people and you don't have the time to call them and you need to hire somebody to send out an email for you, oh well. You know, like that's the way life is. These things have to get done. You have to start thinking that way. And you can tell, like today I'm like almost emotionless because I'm almost talking to my inner self. It's like, let's go, dude. Yeah.
That's how things get done.
For
me, that's when I'm absolutely at my best.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Sunday, I'm going to drive to Morristown, New Jersey. That's, you know, I got to be there to meet up with the facilitator and I can be here X time and it's Sunday morning. No, it's like, go, done. Check. And I believe you have to become more machine-like. And
you do.
I watched a bunch of 18 to 22-year-old kids, 50 some odd strong yesterday, and most of them looked more in machine mode, you know? And at first it's a little jarring because you want to, you know, if it's like a speech you're giving, you want way more like, you know, cheering and screaming and stuff. And I froze up for a second. But the fact of the matter is that it's like what you want is efficiency. That's the way they're navigating their lives right now, and successfully, that it's like you have to take the emotion out of it. Maybe take the freedom.
And John, it's funny, like that's what it is, right? Think about it.
Yeah.
Why are these younger kids able to succeed at such a high level, right?
Right.
They're able to succeed at such a high level because there's less to distract them, right?
That's it.
Why does it get more difficult as you get older? Why do they always say it's easier to do it when you're younger? Because it is. When you have other pressures, look, if your primary job is to eat, work out, sleep, and study, and you don't have to worry about outside things such as paying your bills, feeding your children, clothing this, doing that, none of that matters, right? So you literally throw it on the line then, and you hope that whatever you're doing at that time will sustain you for the rest of your life. Let's be honest. For most people, it doesn't, unless you're an orthopedic surgeon, right? Or someone that's walking into a guaranteed $1 million job, right? Or a high earning job. For the majority of us, it's not enough. And if it's not enough, now you've got to step back and say, okay, what is it that is going on when you're younger that's available, that's there now? It's all these other things. So how do you manage all of these other things so that you can have enough time to succeed? And like my post today, prioritize your success in your daily.
Exactly. That's the goal. I'm sorry. That's the mission, is you're prioritizing the success. You're prioritizing by the goals. I'm sorry. Your goals are
not optional.
Not optional, brother. And when they are not optional, kind of like I said, so I asked somebody yesterday, one of the students there, I won't out her name, but she was like a really impressive story that she was referring to her loaded schedule. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And she laid it out for me. It's like 4:30 a.m. is waking up, batting practice at say 5:36, some field work, class work, work, because she isn't funded fully by her family.
Was that your bat phone?
Yeah, it is, as a matter of fact. Lesson learned here, right? That's a distraction that'll keep. And I am calling that a distraction because here's why. I know that calls are necessary and what have you. I know that it's how I feed. It's how I feed myself, my family. But the fact of the matter is, this is where it's like that can wait 5 minutes.
Sure.
It just can.
Sure.
And so, therefore, what I was saying was these fully loaded schedules. This is the catcher of the team. She was saying at one point she goes till 9 p.m. at night between work, school, classwork, homework, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes it's because you have no other choice. And my thought is the best way, I'll speak for me, is you got to put it in a position as if you have no other choice.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got kids, you're a dad, you're a husband. So I get that. But the most optimum way that you can, in essence, say, I got no other choice. This is the schedule. Anything that jumps in has to have a good enough reason to jump in, other than I'm waiting for a diversion.
Yeah.
Oh, look, so-and-so called. How fun. Oh, great. Let me just get on the phone and handle. You know what I mean? That's the thing to me. It's the precision, the lack of emotion. And it's like, all right, it's Monday. It is approaching 10:30. And for myself, for folks out there, it is like, okay, I've got a real busy day on the calendar today, which I could have let a lot go simply because I could have celebrated, oh, great presentation yesterday. This feels good. I got way more to do.
And John, it's also identifying the priorities to success, right?
Right.
Because like for me, if I can't keep hitting that list, I gotta whittle it down. I gotta whittle it down. I gotta get it down. I can't be wasting time sitting there beating myself up for not hitting it. I gotta sit there and say, what do I have to hit today? And I know exactly what it is. And honestly, I'm gonna plug Jason for this.
Yay.
I realized a long time ago that there's only so much I can do in the social media realm, right? I have ideas and I know what I want to say, but I don't have the time to craft them. So I text Jason. I said to him Friday or whenever it was, I said, look, we're posting every day this week. I'll send you what I need. You're going to make it look good. And that's it. It's getting up. No questions. I already have my post in my phone. When we're done, I'm sending it to him. And that's it. I'm moving on. That's it. I'm moving on. And that's where my head's got to be at the moment. And that's where everyone's head's got to be. And that's today's show. That's where we're at.
He's absolutely perfect, brother.
Yep. We got to hit those goals. I'm good, bro. I'm ready to go.
You know what? You just helped me tremendously. I'm ready to go as well, too. And folks, we certainly hope you're ready to go. There's the seed. There's your Monday motivation. There's another episode. Chad Levine, what are we here to do?
Give you your weekly kick in the arse.
John Duffin here from Duffin Media. The goals are
not optional, and we are sticking with this theme from now until it gets warm out, because guess what? We got to be there for you guys because there's nothing else to do.
Hey, folks. Chad, thanks so much, folks. Have a wonderful day. Be good. Hit the goals.
Boom.
Boom.